Okay, maybe I can start, not to waste of your precious time, and maybe give some more chance other presenters to say something more. I have a relatively short presentation, and if there is some space maybe for questions, then I will be willing and happy to address them. Maybe with a very short introduction, I'm Tomasz Basinski. I'm founder of Creoox, originally from Poland, now living 13 years in Switzerland. I'm representing the Creoox company together with one of our team colleague, Dian, here. And the title of the presentation is to focus on our Xeokit open source viewer, but also wanted to bring you something more, a little bit more what we are doing at Creoox. So our mission is to help building process stakeholders to efficiently perform through democratized and integrated software solutions, which is also very much aligned with our sensitivity to the open source project. So let's say the beginning of the Creoox, everything started with the structural engineering solutions, because I'm also structural engineer. Then we already developed in our company finite element analysis solvers for the construction industry, for the analysis of the stresses, deformations, and so on. And this software has been already implemented in many companies within the facade industry. At this time, that was the, let's say, fully proprietary software, nothing to do yet with the open source. Then we moved more and focused into the business of the, let's say, supporting the manufacturers of the building products in terms of the digitization process. And then we developed the Hyperbeam.com project. And the Hyperbeam, this is our, let's say, beginning with the open source solutions, because Hyperbeam is based on the FreeCAD software. We work very closely with Yorick, the head engineer from FreeCAD. We support for many years already FreeCAD open source software. Yes. Then about 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, we, let's say, actually even much more before, we get to know each other already with Lindsay Kay, the software artist, software engineer, originally coming from New Zealand. We already knew he has a very powerful Xeokit viewer. And that was we had several meetings and we wanted to implement it, but we didn't really see the real business case. And then after a while, Lindsay contacted me and asked me, "Hi Thomas, I know that you are, let's say, engaged in doing, let's say, more business, marketing, sales, administration. Can you help me, let's say, to grow the business and to be more professional, more, manageable from the administrative perspective, legal perspective, and so on." So then our cooperation started like 3.5 years ago. We invested a lot in supporting Lindsay and then bringing more into the commercial projects. And then 2 years later, Lindsay decided to join our Creoox team. So now we are, let's say, fully one team, one organization, and really supporting the Xeokit projects in terms of the software development, continuation of this project, still keeping it on a, let's say, open source level. Now, so it means we started our open source journey with the FreeCAD. Then, of course, Lindsay appeared, so we support strongly Xeokit. Then, in the meantime, we were looking for solutions for the analysis, parsing, and the IFC. Then Fabian from IFC++ open source solution also joined our team, and we strongly support also Fabian. For last months, we already started supporting more by donations the IFC OpenShell, because we appreciate a lot what the guys are doing. And then there is a .beam project, and actually this is like a relatively recent story. Is the Wojtek from .beam already joined our team like 1 month ago. He wanted to know more about the Xeokit, to see how we work, and so on. Then what we do with the, let's say, open source projects and the community, we try to support financially in terms of the donations or engage the open source solutions with the commercial projects, and also, let's say, the engineers from open source projects into commercial projects which are built on top of the open source project. Exactly, that's the point. We also promote open source project amongst our, let's say, commercial partners and clients. And then what is very important that we try to support the software development teams into, let's say, providing much higher level of the continuity of the open source projects, because what we realize very often, big conservative commercial organizations, they are not very sure and they do not always trust in the open source projects because they don't know who is behind, is this project going to be continued, and so on. And we try to bring, let's say, more credibility to those solutions. So what is also very important that we take care a lot from the, let's say, human perspective. So we try to create the right environment around the, let's say, software engineers, that they feel, let's say, protected maybe if they need from like commercial contacts with the commercial clients, to build a barrier and to filter, and to that they can really focus on doing their job in a safe environment. And then always this is in our, let's say, DNA, that from Creoox we absolutely invest a lot in terms of the building the trust. So if we upfront let's say, invest into the trust, and then what will be later, then we see. Yeah. And of course, we are, let's say, sometimes and more often, let's say, approached by other organizations and software companies, whether we can also support them. So in general, we are very open for, let's say, to work and collaborate with other software projects and to promote more. So that was like a very general overview. Now it's about the Xeokit product. And then how do we define the main, let's say, problem within, let's say, this IFC online viewing, let's say, requirements. So the problem is about, let's say, efficient work with the large and complex 3D BIM files, which, let's say, this work requires multiple tools, extensive expertise, extra infrastructure, and resources. And what we bring with the Xeokit solution, it's really like a ultra performance, of course, open source solution, where the users, the software providers, can really allow for viewing complex models, and especially those large-scale infrastructural projects that can be, let's say, viewed seamlessly with low risk and low integration effort. And we already know that there is like many of the software engineers who already came across, they already know Xeokit. We are not that much, let's say, active in terms of the communication, promotion, like Antonio does, and we actually also appreciate the work Antonio do, because we are also, let's say, benefiting from bringing more awareness to the industry. Yes, so more about, let's say, Xeokit, because you may also ask, and very often there is a topic, how do we monetize, what is our business model? So first of all, what is quite unique with the Xeokit, we offer it as an open source library with the option to make also a license based on like a proprietary license. So it means that if let's say the users of the open source software the software companies, if they realize that they would like to, let's say, to do something more with the Xeokit, to do extra, let's say, development inside, and they don't want to really to keep, let's say, to expose their changes and their software, let's say, to public, then we also offer, let's say, proprietary licensing options, and this is for this we charge on a, let's say, annual basis, and that's very important because from this what we earn here we are able to support continuity of the project, bring more experts, and really move on. So what is also unique about the, let's say, the Xeokit is like a fully natively written using the WebGL from scratch. There are no other, let's say, technologies and libraries used. Now it's based on the WebGL, and there are already working on the WebGPU solution. So then what we hear also from the users that the SDK is very easy to integrate and to manage with other software. Why our users start using the IFC, then it's because it can really handle big and complex IFC models. We are able also to support additional BIM formats. We have also developed the Revit plugin, which is able to export and generate GLTF file, which is then possible to load through the converter to the Xeokit. And we mainly focus on the construction infrastructure, oil and gas, and power energy industries, where there is a unique requirement for handling and management of the big IFC files. Then, based on our experiments, we have already tested and checked that such a, let's say, complex object multiplied by over 2,000 times, consisting of several disciplinaries, can be also managed and viewed with a high performance on the Xeokit viewer. And my recommendation is always just whether you rely on those numbers or not. It's so easy to integrate, to check, to see, then recommendation. Please go into the GitHub, check the Xeokit website, and then try it on your own. Then we call our Xeokit SDK community as a community of innovators. We assess that it's over 200,000 end users worldwide affected and using, let's say, the benefits of the Xeokit viewer. We have over 50 already over 50 commercial customers, and definitely much more 50 those who use with our knowledge or without our own knowledge the open source solutions. We are active in 25 countries, mainly focusing here on Europe, but we have also customers in Japan, more and more requests from Brazil. And all is based on the 10 years of the operation coming from the experience of Lindsay. Yes, so that's a very, very big and basic presentation. If you have any questions, then I'm here, willing to address them, and I will be always cruising around, so please approach me. Any questions concerning the open source, concerning Xeokit, and I'm here. Thank you.
Question?
Yes, Pablo.
Very curious to hear how the web GPU stuff is coming. I know Lindsay was working on it for a good part of last year, and it's just now getting widespread support in the browsers. How's that experience been? Is it fully supported now? Is it that demo looked pretty amazing. I haven't seen that before. How's it going?
Do you know the answer?
Yes, Diane, please. Always your support is very beneficial.
So a little bit it depends on the browser.
Yeah.
Like Chrome, it already works. I think like the most common browsers, they're already working with that, supporting it. But I think there was like 2 or 3 of them. There was something catch you with it.
Yeah. Been there. Okay, cool. Good to
Pablo,
hear.
we are always in contact. If you would like to, let's say, to test, to see something more, we organize, let's say, the meeting with Lindsay, then
Cool.
absolutely.
Would love to. Thank you.
Yes.
Another question?
Yeah, it was like most of the talk that we hear about open source is for developers, for creating new software.
Mhm.
What about end users, the engineers, the modelers that they need to create the data, they need to present something to the client? How does the open source affect them?
I didn't get fully the question. Maybe I didn't hit from the
End
beginning.
user software.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are always new solutions, new pieces of software developed by open source,
Mhm.
which you can use for a specific task.
Mhm.
But there is nothing, a complex solution that could help the users do what they do the engineering, do the modeling, do the creation, the creative part.
So, you know, at this moment, we are fully focused on like a B2B contacts and relationship with the software providers. So in fact that it's up to them to identify where is the value they generate for the end users and the communication. We are not directly, let's say, affected and with the contact with the end users like architects and engineers. So yes, so we try to be close to the, let's say, software integrators, those who develop the software, and we leave up to them how do they make the integration and generate the value to the end users, and which kind of problems do they really solve. Of course, based on the feedback from them, we develop, let's say, new features, new functionalities on top, but we are not really exploring the requirements determined by the end users. Okay, thank you.